In a world filled with an abundance of TV shows that are just trash, The White Lotus is a rare exception. It's got all the good stuff. It's got mystery, complex characters, social commentary, and deep philosophical undertones, all of which amount to a great viewing experience that actually makes you think. One of the things I really appreciate about The White Lotus is that each character is given a unique ending. For some, it's a happy ending. It's redemptive and full of growth. Other characters learn absolutely nothing. And for a select few, it's a more permanent ending. While almost every character in their respective ending warrants their own deep dive, I want to focus on the one that intrigued me the most. That's the character Gaitok and his truly unique ending in Season 3. Gaitok is a gentle, sincere, non-violent man who paradoxically works as a security guard, a job wherein violence constantly looms. And Gaitok grapples with this predicament throughout the entirety of the season. At his core, he is a devout Buddhist and a man of peace. But as a security guard charged with keeping people safe, his job requires a willingness to face violence and even the potential for him to be violent. Now, before we get into his unique ending, every breakdown that I've seen on YouTube frames Gaitok's ending as bad. The argument is that he abandons who he really is, a peaceful, non-violent man, and ends up being rewarded for it with a promotion and a girlfriend. But I want to challenge that interpretation. In this video essay, I want to argue that Gaitok's ending was actually good, and here's why. Throughout the series, Gaitok insists to his love interest Mook that he is not capable of violence. He's reluctant to train with a gun. He even goes so far as to quit his job just to avoid conflict with the jewelry burglars. Gaitok is the prototypical nice guy, and like many nice guys, he opts to avoid confrontation. Now, there's a quote from Jordan Peterson on the Joe Rogan Experience that sticks with me. Peterson says, "If you're not capable of violence, you're not peaceful, you're just harmless. Peace comes from strength restrained." This is a very old concept. It's echoed in Stoicism, samurai codes, and Jungian psychology. It's the belief that real virtue isn't being harmless, it's having power and choosing not to use it. A trained warrior who doesn't fight is morally stronger than someone who avoids fighting because they have no choice. Peterson often uses this idea to critique the nice guy archetype, arguing that to be good in a meaningful adult way, you must be dangerous but disciplined. Niceness without capability is weakness, not virtue. This isn't just Western philosophy either. Gaitok, as a Buddhist, believes in peace and detachment. But even in Eastern thought, there's the idea of right action. In the Bhagavad Gita, for example, Krishna tells the warrior Arjuna that abstaining from battle isn't moral if your duty is to protect others. Now, Gaitok's relationship with Mook becomes strained after he confesses his inability to be violent. She pulls back. Is this her rejecting him for being soft? Or is she, consciously or not, recognizing that this man might not be able to protect her when it matters? This is a very subtle moment, but a powerful one. It enlightens us to a bizarre truth, that Mook might represent society's subconscious expectation of masculine strength. On the surface, we can't really conclude whether her initial attraction was conditional on protection, or maybe she sensed that Gaitok was incomplete, and thus her pulling back was intentional, serving as the catalyst for his transformation. Gaitok's transformation begins during his mandated training at the gun range. Developing his shot, Gaitok now, at the very least, becomes capable of violence. So let's fast forward to the pivotal moment, Gaitok's ending. When Rick goes on a shooting spree at the resort, killing Jim Hollinger and the bodyguards, Gaitok is forced into the very situation he spent the entire season avoiding. He is the last line of defense, and in that moment, he has to make a critical decision. kill a man or let him get away. Ultimately, he pulls the trigger. Now here's where it gets interesting. After the incident, we flash forward and we see that Gaitok has been promoted to Kentrithala's personal bodyguard, and he's also in a relationship with Mook. And that raises the central question of this essay. Was Gaitok rewarded for abandoning himself or for becoming himself? Did he sell out or did he level up? Gaitok's pulling the trigger wasn't just an action. It's a revelation. He realizes that he does possess a killer instinct, but there is nuance in his decision to kill. Gaitok did precisely what Peterson and ancient philosophers posit that he should do: be capable of violence, but wield violence only when absolutely necessary. And that's the part that most people are missing. Gaitok didn't just throw away his beliefs. He didn't go out seeking violence. Rather, he avoided it until it was forced upon him. He didn't suddenly just become violent. He became a capable protector. And that's a crucial distinction. His shooting of Rick wasn't driven by some ego, but by duty. And in that way, it wasn't even a betrayal of Buddhism. It was a moment of dharma, of right action. Shortly thereafter the incident, Mook now sees Gaitok as a man who can protect, but still chooses peace. The sad reality is that the world is not sunshine and rainbows. On a macro level, it's violence, or more specifically, the threat of violence, that is the underpinning of peace. This is at the very core of concepts like peace through strength. The truth is that countries often maintain peace not through goodwill or some moral diplomacy, but because of the capability of violence that forces a mutual deterrence. Many are like Gaitok and wish that it wasn't the case, but the truth is that violence and the threat of it is necessary to keep bad actors at bay. So, was Gaitok's ending bad? Ultimately, I don't think so. I think it was one of the most human endings of the season. Yes, it was messy, paradoxical, but transformative in a good way. That's just my take though. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel to help support, and I'll see you next time.